Chat Sports is your NFL offseason headquarters as we're covering everything you need to know when it comes to trades, free agency, minicamps, OTAs, and more. The countdown to kickoff is on here on the channel. Subscribe now for free. Stay up to date. Never miss a moment. Lock us in. Catch our live shows twice a week as well. We're trying to reach our next milestone, 376,000 subscribers on the channel. We are less than 400 away from doing so. Lock us in, subscribe now, and be glad you did here on NFL Daily, and we'll get started with today's show. Thanks for stopping by here on NFL Daily. I am the somewhat capable host, Tyler Jones, here with you, and we are talking trade candidates. I got 10 players that could be finding a new home here in the coming weeks. With the NFL draft in the rearview mirror, we are going to look at players who could be traded before the season begins and look at some potential trade destinations as well. Let's begin with Deebo Samuel of the San Francisco 49ers. According to reports, the Niners, if they have to choose between the two, would prefer to keep Brandon Ayuk over Deebo Samuel, and rightfully so after Ayuk had a better season than Samuel did in 2024. He's already being paid significant money, and they did draft Ricky Pearsall from the University of Florida. So where does that leave Deebo Samuel potentially? I got 3 teams to keep in mind for a Deebo Samuel potential trade. One is the Pittsburgh Steelers. We know the Steelers have been very actively shopping the wide receiver market and have had some contact with San Francisco about their top receivers. The New England Patriots, they need all the help they can get for their young quarterback, Drake May. That could be a possibility. Then there's the LA Chargers, who moved on this offseason from Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Could be a potential fit, and you also still get him out of the NFC with a potential move to LA. So let's ask you, our pinned comment today, will the 49ers trade Deebo Samuel or not? Type Y for yes, N for no. Let us know what you think if Deebo is going to be moved. Next on the list, we find Courtland Sutton of the Denver Broncos. Courtland Sutton wanting a new deal. The Denver Broncos kind of strapped for cash, if you will, with all the money that is owed to Russell Wilson both this season and next. And with the Broncos in rebuild mode, they already moved on from Jerry Jeudy. Is it time to move on from Courtland Sutton? They're indicating they'd like to keep Courtland Sutton. But with that said, are they going to get more than what he's worth right now? Is this as good as it gets, as there's rumblings of him potentially being worth about a 4th-round pick? I think the possible destinations for Courtland Sutton include the Buffalo Bills, who are desperate for receiver help after losing Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. The Baltimore Ravens, also possibility, looking for a partner to go along with Zay Flowers. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers, for the same reasons we mentioned earlier with Deebo Samuel there. The Steelers are desperate for receiver help to play alongside George Pickens. Then we go defense. This is where we find Matthew Judon of the New England Patriots. The Patriots really just starting back from square one again with their new head coach, Gerard Mayo, and their acting general manager, Elliott Wolf, calling the shots there. We know they have the young quarterback in Drake May, but the cupboards are pretty bare for the rest of that team. Matthew Judon coming off an injury last season that cut his season short after just 4 games. Judon the year prior had a career high in sacks. So with that in mind, is it time to go ahead and move on from Judon, try to get something while you can out there? Some teams to watch for. Wouldn't rule out his former team, the Baltimore Ravens, have done an incredible job when it comes to veteran pass rushers over the years as a possibility. Also, the Seattle Seahawks could be a home for Matthew Judon, as the Seahawks could use some help trying to find more edge rushers there in Seattle under new head coach Mike Macdonald. And don't sleep on the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of people thought they were going to select Dallas Turner in the first round of the draft. Ultimately, they ended up surprising everybody and going with Michael Penix Jr., so there's a real opening there for a team that is ascending upward. Najee Harris, running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, also makes our list. Harris coming off another 1,000-yard season in Pittsburgh, but with Jalen Warren behind him, the former undrafted free agent out of Oklahoma State, there's a lot of talk that the future for Pittsburgh in the run game is about Warren and not about Najee Harris. And we've heard some rumblings that the Dallas Cowboys could be interested. We've also heard some speculation about the New York Football Giants and the Las Vegas Raiders as possibilities. The Giants look to replace Saquon Barkley, and the Raiders look to replace Josh Jacobs. The thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers that's going to be interesting is that you're looking at maybe a fourth-round pick, maybe a third-round pick for Najee Harris. Personally speaking, I would rather just go ahead and keep Najee Harris and see what you can get for a comp pick down the line and let this year play out. But if they want to get something right now, this might be their opportunity to take advantage of that. T. Higgins also on the list, the wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals. T. Higgins, last season, his numbers were down a little bit from what they've been in the past, but he's viewed as one of the top receivers on the trade market, as the Bengals are unlikely to be able to afford to pay him with the money that is going to be paid to Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow down the line. And with that, there's an idea that the Bengals could keep Higgins for now, get the comp pick down the road, and kind of play this year out, if you will, a last hurrah with the game back together. If he's moved, look out for the New England Patriots as a potential option who needs some receiver help. The New York Jets trying to find somebody to play with Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have had a lot of moving parts and pieces with their receiving room, most recently releasing Zay Jones. Look at that to be a possibility for T. Higgins there. What team will T. Higgins play for this season? Is he back in Cincinnati, or is he with one of the other teams that we mentioned? Weigh in the comment section and let us know, predicted for me, where you think T. Higgins is going to end up. Got a great deal that we're offering fans across the National Football League, as rookie jerseys are on sale for all your favorite rookies, whether they're from your favorite college team or now they're playing for your favorite NFL team. We got you covered any way, shape, or form. Men's and women's sizes available from small all the way to 3X and more. Plenty of different options to choose from. You can go see for yourself the home jerseys, the road jerseys, the alternates. Great time to pick up a jersey of your favorite future superstar in the National Football League. Get yours today. Chatsports.com/NFL jersey. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Also, might stumble upon some free shipping as well, so be on the lookout for that. Chatsports.com/NFL jersey to get yours. Now, continuing with our other five candidates, we begin with Terrace Marshall Jr., the wide receiver from the Carolina Panthers. Feels like we've talked about Terrace Marshall on the trade block for quite some time, but ultimately the Panthers haven't moved him at this point. The Bills, we mentioned, they need receiver help. New England also don't rule out Tennessee as a potential landing spot for Marshall as well. Marshon Lattimore is one of the best defensive players on the trade block. His name has come up in a number of destinations for a potential move, as the New Orleans Saints likely not going to be able to pay Marshon Lattimore the money he's going to command with the salary cap issues going on in New Orleans. Look out for the Kansas City Chiefs, who are trying to replace L'Jarius Sneed at the corner position as he moved on to Tennessee. Carolina, also a possible option as well. They have cash to spend, as do the Washington Commanders, who we've seen invest pretty well under new head coach Dan Quinn with the money they've spent this offseason. Budda Baker, his name has come up in trade discussions for quite some time as well, but ultimately he's still with the Arizona Cardinals for now. But teams that need some potential safety help, you got to look for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Atlanta Falcons as potential destinations for Budda Baker as far as that goes. Two more players before we wrap up our countdown here on NFL Daily. I want to ask you, who is a player that is going to get traded this offseason? Maybe it's somebody we've talked about or somebody we haven't talked about on today's show. Wait in the comment section and let us know what you think. Give me a player that comes to mind. James Bradberry, when he's not getting called for holding penalties in the Super Bowl, he's actually not a bad football player. Bradberry's been in Philadelphia for a couple of seasons now, but the Eagles looking to potentially unload and see what they could get out of Bradberry as they've invested with other corners in the draft this year with Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean specifically there. So with potentially moving on from Bradberry. Look out for the Houston Texans, who are looking for some corner help, the LA Chargers, and the Cincinnati Bengals as potential destinations for Bradberry. Last on our list, Trey Henderickson, the defensive end for the Cincinnati Bengals, and a lot of trade talks have heated up over the last couple of weeks with Henderickson. One of those guys looking to get the bag, and Cincinnati not with a whole lot of bags to give out at this point. Look out for Atlanta, the Rams, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well as potential destinations for Trey Henderickson. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of NFL Daily. Make sure to subscribe now. Never miss a moment. Lock us in, and we will see you next time here on NFL Daily.